yes, it is true. Not only are you hearing voices in your head, but you are indeed losing your mind. If ever there was some truth to words not being able to hurt you, it cannot be found on the battlefield with an orator. With a supernatural ability to weave inspiring speeches to drive their allies to greater acts of bravery, insult their enemies into blind rage, or even lull their enemies to sleep, with tales more boring than watching grass grow. Orators also have the unique ability to convince your enemies to turn traitor and actually join your ranks to fight alongside you. And if the power of the spoken word wasn't enough, or the enemy is out of earshot, well, just shoot them with your gun. Hi, I'm Mikey from Tactics Live Tournament, and today I have another episode in the Job Focus series. The goal of these videos is to crack open the hood on each class, present technical information in a simplified way, and help you make better choices when raising your squad. In today's Job Focus, we're going to be doing a deep dive into the Orator class, looking at their equipment choices, how their abilities work, and touch on how to manage their stats. If you're creating a PvP roster and need a balanced disruptor able to weaken the sturdiest of opponents, or you're looking to maximize or minimize your bravery and faith for increased battle effectiveness, then open up your ear canals and listen close as we get into an Orator Job Focus session. Orators are a curious class, with their nuanced abilities that deal no damage, but instead manipulate the overall battle effectiveness through their speechcraft. Their ability to affect bravery and faith levels will become a requisite for endgame character building, as you will want to buff your bravery as high as possible for all characters, and manipulate your faith to your liking. The Orator's 4 main speechcraft skills are perfect for this exact procedure. All speechcraft abilities are worth investing in, as they are all great status effects to inflict, are cast immediately, and can be used on both humans and monsters when playing as an Orator. While they lack an abundance of any one stat like magic attack, which they need for their speechcraft to be successful, they deliver a lot of value through assaulting the enemy at range with guns. In addition, they can learn the ability Equip Guns, bringing that versatility to other classes that can benefit from its targeting distance. To unlock the Orator, you will need a level 2 Chemist, a level 3 White Mage, and a level 3 Mystic. Quite a bit of a journey to reach this job class, and you will be glad you bore through it once you get acclimated with their style. When words are your main weapon of choice, what do you do with your hands? If you're trying to be a little sneaky, then you do have knives at your disposal. But I think for this episode, let's take a closer look at how guns work, since I recommend these for your Orator's weapon. Guns come in 2 varieties, regular and magic. Both varieties of guns ignore evasion, so these are great against shielded units. They do not, however, ignore Shirahidori, so be extra careful with your opponent's reaction abilities. For regular guns, they inflict physical damage equal to the weapon power of your gun multiplied by itself, or your weapon power squared. For magic guns, it's a little more complicated, but let's go over it step by step. Firstly, there are 3 levels of elemental magic that have a possibility of being cast when you shoot a magic gun. You have a 60% chance to cast the level 1 version of the element, so fire, blizzard, or thunder. You have a 30% chance to cast the level 2 version, Fira, Blizzara, etc., and only 10% to cast the level 3 versions. Each of these spell levels has an attack level associated with it. We multiply that number by the Orator's faith divided by 100, basically a percentage. Then multiply that by your target's faith in the same way as your own. Now multiply that result by the gun's weapon power, and there you have it. When it comes to what an Orator can wear, the flexibility comes in tuning your Orator towards speed or magic attack. If you want your Orator acting as more of a support role that is able to quickly respond to allies that need help, then I would suggest going with clothes that increase speed and accessories to match. If you would like to concentrate on more disruption through your speechcraft abilities to weaken foes from behind the front line, then I would suggest stocking up on MA through robes and likewise for your accessories. All speechcraft skills rely purely on your magic attack stat for success, with each individual ability having an innate success factor. Out of all of these, Mimic Darlavon has the most devastating results, an instant cast sleep spell with an area of effect of 2 tiles. The success rate is relatively low, but the potential to put a group of enemies to sleep is amazing, and should be a high priority for learning. Keep in mind when using Mimic Darlavon that speechcraft does not work on sleeping units, nor does speechcraft work if you are silenced. Entice is a great ability to bring rare monsters over to your side for easy poaching, though the target accepting the invitation is definitely the hard part. Entice even works in PvP. When paired to a black mage, you can expect a very high rate of success, and Traitor acts as a permanent charm. Only barrettes, ribbons, and onion gloves grant immunity to the Traitor effect. Next, you have 4 abilities that raise and lower your Bravery and Faith values and are a necessity for tuning your units throughout the game. The positive versions add 4 to either stat, and the negative versions reduce either stat by 20. It's important to remember that for every 4 points of difference between your starting Bravery and Faith and your finishing Bravery and Faith after every battle results in 1 point being permanently added or removed from your character. As you go on your treasure hunting sprees to find rare items across the world, you will have higher chances of success with lower bravery. Intimidate and Praise are the go-to skills in adjusting your unit's bravery value. In addition, units in your roster whose bravery remains too low will abandon the party from a lack of will to fight. For adjusting faith, you'll be using Enlighten and Preach for lowering and raising. It is important to keep in mind that like low bravery, there is a desertion threat chance when your unit's faith is above 85, as their pious nature will drive them away from the battlefield to serve a higher power. Other noteworthy abilities to try out are Condemn, which casts Doom, and Insult, which causes the Berserk status. I haven't found great uses for Beg, which asks the opponent for Gil, and Stall, which resets the target's count time to 0. Stall at least has some use if you know a unit will be going soon, and you want to disrupt any possible opportunities being planned. For reaction abilities, we have Earplug, which makes a unit immune to speechcraft. I wouldn't spend any effort on this one as it's extremely situational. We have a couple options for support skills. Equip Guns, which doesn't need an explanation. Beast Tongue allows other classes to use speechcraft on monsters even when they are not an Orator. Enticing monsters may not be an efficient way to recruit them, so Tame does the work for you. By reducing a monster to critical state, you automatically turn them Traitor, and you have the option to recruit them at the end of the battle. This is very handy in your attempts to recruit monsters, and you want to be a stronger class stat-wise, which will become obvious very soon. As a sort of mage-like character, you probably won't be surprised to see the Orator's base class move and jump of 3, and a measly 5% class evasion rate. Things continue on a downward trend when we look at the rest of the class stats. It's penalties all day, folks. 80% HP, 70% MP, 75% physical and magic attack, but hey, you keep 100% of your speed. So as we go into the Orator job, we are taking a big hit to our final stats, and that doesn't feel good. On the growth side, we have a small ray of sunshine in our HP growth. Definitely better than other mages, but then cloudy days for our MP and physical attack, though our magic attack and speed growth is standard. On the bright side, you won't have to stay an Orator for very long, unless you want to, so your paltry stats don't have to stay that way for long, and the penalties for leveling as an Orator won't require making up lost ground. Truly departing from the caster tree and forming a niche all their own, Orators may seem useless at first, but become indispensable as you approach endgame character development. The primary skill, Speechcraft, relies purely on your magic attack stat for success, so look to equipping robes to boost your MA and increase your odds at disrupting the enemy. Be careful when lowering or raising Bravery or Faith too much, as they will become flight risks and threaten to abandon your party permanently. Mimic Darlavon should be a high priority skill to learn, as it is an AoE sleep spell that is instant cast, which will deliver a lot of value as it is a devastating status effect to inflict. Entice is particularly useful to lure monsters into your party for easy breeding and poaching. If you switch classes from an Orator, you'll be required to learn the Beast Tongue skill to invite monsters. Guns are amazing weapons due to their range and ability to ignore evasion. Magic guns rely on faith and have varying levels of spell power based on a 60, 30, 10% chance to cast the 1, 2, 3 level versions of a spell. This concludes this episode of the Job Focus series with the Orator. If you enjoyed this episode, please throw out a like. And if you haven't done so already, go ahead, hit that subscribe button to help the channel grow. More subscribers means more chances you will find another player to enjoy this game with, whether through discussion in the comments or online in a War of the Lions multiplayer match. As always, shoutouts to TacticsLeague.com and the organizer Yoshinja for continuing to provide a great place for folks to get some melee matches in. The matches are just as fun to spectate as they are to play, so stop by the Discord linked in the description or on the Tactics League website. Introduce yourself and visit the Getting Started section to launch your Tactics multiplayer journey today. There's never been a better time to grab that old UMD, fire up your PSP, or maybe someone you know can fire up theirs, and back up your copy of Tactics. At that point, you're 90% of the way there, to playing on nearly any device, your phone, your laptop, tablet, or desktop. When you're ready, there's a community of players waiting to join you for a challenging rendezvous battle or melee PvP match. This is Mikey from Tactics Live Tournament signing off. I'll see you in the next video, and until then, be well everyone.